namaste, hola everybody, this is Varsha Krishnani and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be speaking about the top 10 things that you need to consider before starting like a vacation rental business. The vacation rental business for me is really special because I actually operate in this industry. I entered this industry in 2020, yes, in the peak period of COVID, where I helped manage a big apartment complex and multiple villas of a business in Fuerteventura in the north of the island, Canary Islands. And mind you, we got about 90 to 95% occupancy when most of the other hotels and businesses were empty. With 1 year, about 6 to 8 months actually within the business, I separated and started my own business. One of the things that I'm really proud of and something that I have really worked on is Galera Beach Art Villas. It's a concept that we got in 2021 and we revamped it, added an extra room, made it with different colors, conceptualized it with a concept where there are 5 villas, each inspired by an element of the universe: earth, water, fire, air, and space. And and right now I'm very much into the business. Recently we went to a fair, the tourism fair called FITUR. It's the Feria Internacional de Turismo in Madrid, where we met loads of people from all over the world, and now we're going to be expanding into managing more vacation rentals in different parts of Europe and the Caribbean and even Asia. So let's get to number 1. Okay, the first thing that you need to consider is whether this vacation rental business, the property that you want to manage, is it yours or is it somebody else's? Because that's where the game actually begins. So let's consider that it's yours. Okay, so then you obviously know that how you're going to be investing into it, what is the condition of the property, what are the loopholes of the property, blah blah blah. But let's say that you want to consider managing a vacation rental business or manage it for somebody else, then the game completely changes, because that's where you decide that, okay, let's have a look at the property. How much am I going to be earning? How am I going to be generating the sales? How much do I have to give the owner per month or based on percentage? That's the first thing that you need to know, that, if it's yours or if it's somebody else's. Because once you decide that okay, maybe, because I'm saying yours or somebody else's because many people I've seen, they look at their family member, they have a house and they're okay, grandma, can I just put this on Airbnb or booking and get you some extra income? I understand that as well. So, but however, if you want to manage professionally, okay, so then you need to have a contract. You need to define very clearly how you're going to be earning. Are you going to be charging a commission? Are you going to be paying monthly or fixed fee, and whatever you earn is yours? You understand? So these are the different ways that you can actually work when you're working for somebody else's property and managing it on commission. Step number 2. Now that you know that, okay, this is a property, it belongs to this owner, or it belongs to my grandma, or this is something that I have bought, you need to observe the property as the point of value, what it gives. So it starts with how many rooms it has. Let's say it has 2 rooms, 3 rooms, 4 rooms, because that's where you define that how many people can sleep inside the property. You need to consider whether it has for us, for example, in all my properties, we make sure that it has a private heated pool. It has fiber optic Wi-Fi, because we are living in the world of digital nomads and remote working people, and especially where I live, we have on this island 365 days of summer, so there's always tourism. So there are certain things that you need to put okay, this is my basics that I want to offer in my property. Be it a dishwasher, that's also something, a dishwasher or a washing machine is something that we put in all of our villas, come what may. So all these things you need to dissect the property in your head according to its value point. So it could be rooms. Well, rooms, it has to be rooms, okay, because that defines that if it sleeps 2 people. If it's an apartment, if it sleeps 2 people, then for example, you'll be okay, maybe I want to add a sofa come bed. So maybe if they have children, a family can also stay there. That's how you increase the price a little bit of the same place. So maybe let's say you have a 5-bedroom villa. Maybe one of the rooms is so big you can put say 4 bunk beds to make it a more sleeper, maybe more than 10 people can sleep over there. So you need to look at what like from the point of business, okay, that what does this property like hold for the traveler, like, and for the business? What are my USPs, like, you know, those jargons? What's my unique selling point? What is the value that I'm giving? Do I have a dishwasher? Is it like a fully equipped kitchen? Is it going to be a shared room, or is it like a fully independent space for you? Let's say if you have like the property in an apartment complex, then do the guests have access to the pool? Do they have access to the gym? Do they have access to the bicycle rental at a reduced cost? Like, you know, all the value that you know, that goes in the property, and all the amenities that it has, all the rooms it has, if it has a garden, if it has a barbecue, like all these things, you need to put it down in the second step. Right? So in the fourth step, like after the previous step, you've like understood like, okay, this guy is like selling at this much, this one is selling at this much, like how much can I sell my property at? Then you look at your amenity list, and if you see that something's missing, so for example, you don't have Wi-Fi, let's say you up your Wi-Fi to like make it like 600 MB to like 1 GB, for example, like, you know, just upgrade the speed so you can offer like your apartment to like remote workers, to like digital nomads who are like looking for long stays, or even the people who are like, I mean, like in today's day and age, you have to have fast Wi-Fi. You can't be like, you know, making the guests suffer with like, you know, really mediocre Wi-Fi. Like you have to consider that. Let's say that, okay, to increase the value of my apartment, like maybe I can add like a desk, you know, maybe I can add a little jacuzzi in the garden, so that, okay, I can't really afford a pool right now, but maybe a jacuzzi, or maybe I can create like, you know, a chill area, because I don't even have money for jacuzzi right now, because I want to start earning and then slowly start investing. So it's up to you. Like right now, you need to decide that, okay, this is what the price range is there in the market, and this is what I want to position my property at. So I want to add this, maybe I want to paint a mural, you know, maybe I'm in a gay district, so maybe I want to put like a really exciting, like, you know, graffiti like on the wall, so that it relates to that audience in that area. Maybe I'm in like a village, so maybe I want to have like some artworks of like the local artists. Like, it's up to you. Like, how do you increase the value of your property and like reach a price bracket that is there in competition with your neighborhood? Like, not too less, not too high, but like there, because people love options, and like once you give them the value that at least people are giving similar to you, not lesser, you'll definitely get like travelers booking your properties. Great. So now that you have like upscaled your property and like, you know, added extra value to like reach that price bracket with the competition in your region, the next step is obviously like to like present your property the way it is, and like, you know, with some great pictures and with some models if you want. Like in my company, each time that we have like a new villa added to our kitty, we add like, I mean, you can see that that's like a jar that travels across all my villas. It's actually with fake flowers, and then there are some more fake flowers over there, because we have like, you know, like for the photo shoot, like, you know, we need to like, you know, show like some areas which are like pretty, and because we do like, you know, when the guests come to the villas, we give them like a nice welcome basket with like bottle of wine and like some local products and blah blah blah. But for your images, you need to like, you know, make sure that everything is in order, and like how the guest is going to be like, you know, receiving the villa. You need to like really communicate that. Many times like people just like, you know, clean up their house, and like when they're starting into the vacation rental business, they just like pick up a phone and like, you know, click pictures, which is good, but like add something, like make it look that you're hospitable. So in the fifth step, what you need to do is like, you know, really focus on your photographs and make sure that everything, like each corner of the house. So basically, how do you click pictures? That's also very important. Basically, you need to start your pictures with the entrance of the house, okay, the living room, then the bedrooms. Let's say if you have like a pool or like a high like selling point, like a good view or a beach like front, then perhaps you start your profile, your images with like, okay, that's the first shot that I want to have. So these shots are very important. You need to make a list before like you finish your photo shoot, and like pay the photographer that you have a list of all these photographs actually done. So these include like on top of my head that I can think that, okay, the entrance of the house, the living room, each bedroom, like, you know, if it has a wardrobe, make sure you have like, you know, pictures of the wardrobe. If it has a television, make sure that television is there in the image as well. The bathrooms, after the rooms, The kitchen, like show if it's fully equipped kitchen, like it should be if you have a kitchen. I understand if you have a kitchenette, many things are not considered, but like a dishwasher is like so important these days, because I mean people don't want to like wash dishes on vacations. So if you have a fully equipped kitchen, like just show it like with images. If you want to open the drawers and show like, okay, these are the things as well, like those things are important, because when you make your profiles, let's say in Airbnb or Booking or Vrbo or Amazing, all these places, like, you know, you need to tag that, okay, like if it's fully equipped, like upload a picture. If you have a dishwasher, upload a picture. If you have a barbecue, upload a picture. So all these things you need to consider. Like barbecue, of course, like you have to have an individual image of the barbecue, because that'll help, because that's what like these profiles, like, you know, the booking platforms like ask you to have. So the next thing, this fifth step is having photographs. I mean, earlier I was mentioning about models, like in all our villas, like we just take our team members and friends, and like sometimes like if you want to show like it's a family, like it's a family friendly villa with children, we call like our friends who are couples with their children to, like, you know, pose in the villa, because we started like bootstrap, we didn't start like big funding, and we are still self-funded, and that's actually the fun part. So like, you know, take effort into these things, and like have fun, and like showcase your property, make it welcoming, make it hospitable, and make it cool. Okay, so now that you have all the images of your property in its element, and like, you know, with its USP, with the towels nicely, like, you know, wrapped, don't forget about it, like you need to show those towels as well. I forgot to mention in the previous point. Now that you have the images of your property, what you need to do is you need to like define like your property. You need to like, you know, give it lots of love and like, you know, words. Make a list of all the things that those words will actually communicate. So the key things that you need to communicate in your profile descriptions is like how many rooms it has, based in XYZ zone, these many bathrooms, a fully equipped kitchen with a fast Wi-Fi, but not as a list, like, you know, it's not like an inventory that we are making. We are like, you know, writing about the property. So what you need is like an introduction, which like defines, like, let's say based in Coralejo, 30 meters from the beach is this 3-bedroom villa with a fully equipped kitchen, private heated pool, where you can relax and enjoy your evening cocktail, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, introduce the amenities of your property in ways that are poetic. And if you still can't do it, trust me, you can just go to ChatGPT and just be like, hey ChatGPT, like write to me a description for a property with 3 bedrooms and blah, 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 and it'll just do your work. So don't tell anyone I said that to you, but that's getting your work done really faster, so you don't have any excuses. So yeah, so in this step, you have to like write a very nice poetic description with all the details and all your value-added points of your property. Yes. Great, so now that you have all the descriptions of your profiles, you need to make those profiles and think about the main aspect, which is marketing and sales of your rooms and your nights of your property. So where do you start over here? Of course, in today's day and age, like Booking.com and Airbnb are the leaders in the market, but it's based on like what is the value of your property. So for example, if your property is really like niche and unique, perhaps you just want to put it on your own website and like, you know, market it across different sources. So this is something that is based upon a lot, like what's your deal with the owner? Like for example, if you want to pay the owner a minimum fee per month, like, you know, you need to make sure that you earn that. So perhaps like there are many people, what they do is they have like deals with tour operators, where the tour operators like give you like a guarantee of like, okay, I'm going to pay you like 3,500 euros a month for this, and that's it. So the owner is happy. But perhaps like if he or she doesn't have it as a tour operator, maybe they're like making money, maybe they might make like 2,800 a month sometimes, and maybe 8,000 euros a month. So that's like a risk that, like, you know, they avoid by having tour operators. So that's like one way of sale. The other way, like many people do, like besides, because Booking.com is really expensive, like, you know, it's like 15%, but then they charge like 3% a year, 2% a year, Genius preferred, like it's like you can read more about Booking.com in my other channel and my course in the link in the description below. Coming back to this point is that you need to focus on like, okay, what other channels that you're going to be listing your property in. So what many people also do is that, you know, they participate in like local Facebook groups, like, you know, people who have 1 or 2 properties, who are like, you know, owners who just manage it themselves. They don't want to pay these high commissions to like booking.com or Airbnb, so they want to have like direct sales as well. Alternatively, you can also list your property on Amazzzing.com with 3Z, Amazzzing.com, where they charge like a very low percentage, I think 10% or 8%, I'm not sure as well. So yeah, you need to like really think that how you're going to be like moving the sales of this property as well. Make sure you list your property on Google, like, you know, make sure that you actually have like a location marker of your accommodation, so when people are searching on Google, they can actually put the name of that property as well. So all this goes in like, you know, the step of marketing and sales, where you need to like really brainstorm about how you're going to be filling the rooms. So if you need some more information about that, you can just go in the link in bio. Step number 8, very important. Now that you've done like, you know, your profiles, your descriptions, you've listed it on Google, you've listed it on your website, or like, you know, you've made like posts on Facebook, and you've like, you know, made a template where you're going to be like doing this consistently and making sure that, you know, you have sales. And trust me, if you do all of these things, you will get sales and you will get booking. Now, what happens when you get a booking? Like, this is where your guest relation like literally starts. Like from this point, actually it starts from the time that you actually speak about your property, because that's where you start getting the interest of the guests in your property. However, once you get a booking, what's really important in this step is the check-in and check-out communication and the organization of everything. For example, in my company, what we do is like, we have a person who's responsible, like since the time that the booking comes inside, he or she, well, she in this case, is like responsible for like communicating with the guests. We have automated emails, so that once a reservation comes in, they receive like, you know, an email that, hey, we're thrilled to like, you made the best decision of your life, and like, you know, I mean, we have a different branding, and yeah, like, you know, we communicate with the guests like about like, okay, the things that they're going to be receiving, like 3 days before arrival. They get like, you know, a calendar of all the experiences that they're going to be participating in, like which are free, or if they want to buy something, if they want to have an early check-in, late check-out, pool heating, yoga class, private chef, like, you know, so that they can plan. All these things are like really important, because the guest needs to feel like welcome. I remember that there was a time that, you know, we didn't have a guest when we were starting out, we didn't have a guest relation communication person, and there was a time that there were so many messages from so many guests across like so many platforms, that like I was looking at them and I would be like, okay, let's say if you're in Feb, if the guest's message is like for a stay in March, I would be like, okay, I'm going to reply to this first, but I wouldn't reply to the guest message which is for a stay in December. Like I would keep that for later, but in the meantime that I would get to that message, the person would get annoyed and just cancel the reservation. So like, you know, guests are like, in India, I'm from India, and like in our culture, like guests are like gods. Like we say that Atithi Devo Bhava, which means guests are like gods. So you need to like make sure that your check-in, check-out communication, your guest communication before stay, during stay is in place, and if you will be able to do it. Like if you can't do it, then you need to like really like call someone, or see that, okay, if somebody's working part-time somewhere, and like share that person and like, you know, distribute the work of your check-in and check-out communication. Like for us, before each check-in, it's very important that we have all the IDs of all the guests, even if it's like a 2-year-old. Like we need like the photographs of the passport IDs of each of the guests, because we have to like register it for like tourist registration with the local police over here. Like we have a systems, automatic systems, where that communication goes directly to the Gwandia Civil, the local police station over here. So, and also like, how do you communicate to the guests? It's very important that you communicate to the guests before arrival, like how to get there. If you think that your Google map has had like complaints before, then it's better to like, you know, record a video and upload it on Dropbox or some links, or like maybe if you're like communicating on WhatsApp, have a video over there, like, you know, make these templates ready so you don't have to like each time write, because that's very important, you know. I mean, if you're managing more than one property, and if you don't have this in place, like it can get really frustrating and exasperating after a point in time. But if you have like automatic communication, if you have like templates in place, then like it's just like magic. Then you just like enjoy this business, and then you focus on upselling, you focus on like selling experiences, or like getting more out of, giving more value, and like making like more business out of like the guest stay. So yeah, check-in and check-out communication, like before arrival communication, during stay communication, after check-out communication, and if the guest wants to come back, communication, like, you know, because you don't want them to go through a booking platform. If they've already stayed with you, you want to like make sure that the next time if they want to come, they just contact you directly. So all this like communication with guests is something that you need to like really iron it out in the beginning before you start welcoming guests. So the ninth step is the most important part of a vacation rental business. It's the cleaning and maintenance team. Wow, like I have had so many problems in my initial phase of the vacation rental business because I was constantly changing like cleaning teams to like save a lot of buck, which is really like a mistake. Like you need to have like a good solid cleaning and maintenance team. So for instance, in my villas, like, you know, what we do is like, if we have like 5 beachfront villas on one side, then we have other beachfront villas on the other side, but they're all in the like same vicinity. So instead of like hiring like an external partner, like which we had before, we have like, you know, fixed salaried like cleaning person, pool and like garden guy, like, you know, who are dedicated just to us. Because initially when we were working with like external people, they would like not come, or they would like just fall ill last minute and like charge a lot of money. So cleaning and maintenance is also very important because it really affects on your rating. Like if a guest comes and they'll find like a cockroach, like, you know, although like, you know, you've done your cleaning, but like because of some fumigation and some like, you know, disinfection, like there's a cockroach that they see, like they're just gonna get pissed. So you need to like really have your cleaning and maintenance in place. Like after a guest checks out, you need to make sure your cleaning team like checks if they've left something and they have a list of like things, because if the guest reports that, okay, this is what I've lost, like you need to like make sure that you return it back, because that's ethical as well. And yeah, like before checking, like to make sure that the drawers are clean, the fridge, this, that, like everything needs to be like spick and span, because that's what you're offering. Like hospitality is like, you know, like it starts first with like hygiene and cleanliness, and then comes like, you know, luxury and all of that jazz. So yeah, your cleaning and maintenance team, communication of your check-ins and check-outs. Like let's say that if you have like loads of check-ins and check-outs that are happening within a week or within a month, it's better to like, you know, have a list of it and already send it to your cleaning team so that they can prepare. Because many people who are, especially if you have like your accommodation in like a tourist rental place, or if you're working with people who are working in like vacation rental industry, they have also their extra like other work of like cleaning. So they need to like organize themselves from one place to the other. So make sure that your weekly communication about the check-ins and check-outs is in order, and that you have a system. Maybe you have an app, like, you know, which connects directly. Like there are loads of herramientas or tools. There are loads of tools in today's age that you can use to like, you know, make it like more productive or smoother your whole process of like cleaning and maintenance communication. So also like for instance, like if your communication, like who's going to take care of cleaning, let's say if the guest says that, hey, I need like midweek cleaning, I need like change of bed sheets, or how much is extra cleaning, you need to have your prices and your people in place who are going to be taking care of this. So that's your 9th step. Woo, so we've come across like 9 steps about like starting your vacation rental business. The final step is number 10, which is taxing and invoicing. Like you really need to get that very clear. So let's say if it's your own house, you need to like really have a clear system about like how much taxes that you need to pay at the end of the year, or maybe every quarter. If you're managing somebody else's business, then you need to also know that how much taxes do you need to charge on your reservation, so that you don't like get an attack literally, like, you know, in the end by seeing the bills of the taxes that you have to pay, which you have not even charged your guest. So have that very clear, like how your filings of your returns as well, like if it's specifically different in your country for vacation rental industry. I can see like, you know, there's a lot of like chaos right now in the vacation rental industry because of loads and loads of apartments, like, you know, going in that direction, and people who are looking for like a regular rental, like, you know, to live and work with is not really happening. So there are many countries and like places which are changing the rules. So make sure that you're doing everything legally, that you're filing your taxes right, that you have a registration number of your property, because that's what they will also ask you in like, you know, booking.com or Airbnb or even Amazzzing or Verbo or any of these, or Expedia and all these places. So make sure you speak to someone, like invest. If you don't know, like don't guess. And like, you know, I understand you have Google, you have chat, you have blah blah blah, but like invest this, like, you know, in a good lawyer or someone, or a good advisor who can like guide you in this and get like all your paperwork clean. And make sure that, you know, when you have your business, like running your paperwork and your taxes are clean. So yes, this has been a summary of like the top 10 things that you really need to keep in mind before starting a vacation rental business in 2023. Above all, like just make sure that you really enjoy it, that you put your heart and soul into it, that, you know, guest relations, like, you know, welcoming guests, welcoming the gods into your apartment, into your villa, into your cottage, into your boat, or wherever, in your caravan, whatever it is that you're making a vacation rental. Like, you make them feel welcome, you go out of the way when, you know, that when they come, and like, you make them feel at home. So that's about it. And if you need any more help, if you need any more consultation, if you have a vacation rental that you're going to be like putting it on vacation rental, and if you don't have any direction, if you need any extra advice, just feel free to write to me on my email below, and I'll get back to you. Normally every Sunday I go through all my emails, and I try to respond to most of them. So if I don't respond to you immediately, trust me, I'm going to like respond to you in a few weeks. But I will definitely help you out with it. So yeah, and if you need some more material, like as I mentioned, just go to my channel. It's like I'm a new YouTuber. I just think that I'm like really late, but I mean, there's never too late. So there's so much that I want to share about everything that I've learned, because I really learned the hard way, you know. I mean, I didn't go to a vacation rental school or like a hospitality expensive like degree or anything. Like, I really worked like from ground up, and because I didn't know, I made sure that I learned really well, you know. So I would like spend hours in the morning, night, like, you know, burning the midnight oil, as they say, because I used to really like wake up at like 3, 4 in the morning to like, you know, just learn, because I felt that I need to like understand this business so much, because if I don't, then how am I going to make it work? So yeah, these are my points, and you'll see more of all my experiences about this industry specifically on my other channel, which you can check in below. So that's it. So yes, these are the top 10 things that you need to know to start like a vacation rental business in 2023. And if you need anything else, just go down to my channel and follow me, subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, where I actually like, you know, put on all my little tidbits of my life in Fuerteventura, where I share a lot about my vacation rental, the villas and my experiences along the way. So if you want, like, just check it out and like follow me there. So thank you so much, and see you again.